it's fun in this direction, slippery slope. So we are learning again about rates of change and slopes. Remember, we read an article about it. And now we need to do a couple of things when it comes to graphs. So objective, by the end of this lesson, I'll be able to calculate the rate of change given a graph. Essential question: how can you tell if a function is increasing, decreasing, or constant? So just to remind you, remember the rate of change can be written as m for our variable. It could be identified as the slope. It could be written as a ratio, the change of y over the change of x, or the rise over the run. And there's three different types of slope. Well, there's more than three, but this is your typical types of slopes. You can have a positive slope. So if you read it from left to right, you notice that this graph is increasing, so we know the slope is positive. It could be negative, is decreasing from left to right, going down. Or it could be constant, which is 0, which means it's not changing. So it's kind of like a horizontal line. So all horizontal lines, I spelled that wrong. Back up. Horizontal lines are have a slope of 0. And then we have an undefined slope, which means that it's a vertical line, which doesn't make sense. Because look here, Ms. Dawkins is walking on the wall. Not possible. So it's undefined, which is a vertical line. So how do we find the slope of a line if we have a graph? Now we know how to do the table method. Let's try and see what happens if we have a graph. So to find the slope of a line, follow the following steps. So what you definitely need are 2 points on the line. So you're going to have here, point 1, and we're going to have points here, point 2. And starting with one of the points, you're going to make a right triangle for the rise and the run. So the rise would be this vertical line, which represents the change of y, right? Makes sense. And the run would be the change in x, which is the horizontal line. So how did they get 4? What did they do? They counted the boxes or the spaces from here to here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kind of like the Pythagorean theorem. So it is 4. The rise is 4. So at the bottom of the right triangle, we have 1, 2, 3. So the run is 3. So 1, 2. Oh, did we make a mistake? So 1, 2, 3. 3 boxes. So be careful not to count any extra boxes like I almost did. So it's going to be the rise over the run as your fraction. So it should be 4 over 3. And notice that our m is positive because it's increasing. So remember, when you go up or to the right, it's positive. If you go down and to the left, it's negative. Just look at example number 1. Find the slope of each line using the definition of the slope, rise over run. So remember, before we need 2 points. So if you have a graph, we're going to pick 2 points on a line. Now we want to pick whole numbers. We don't want to pick estimations or fractions, whole numbers. So what you need to do is look at the whole graph and figure out which points can we choose. I'm going to choose this point right here because that looks like it's a whole number. Yep, because it's 4, 5, 4, 5. And I'm also going to pick, I'm going to go through my whole line. I'm going to pick, why not this one? 1, 2. Now, is that the only points you could have picked? No, you could have picked a whole bunch of other points because we still have this point over here. You could have used, there's a whole bunch of points on this line that you could have selected. It doesn't matter as long as you have 2 points on a line. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw my vertical line through 1 point. Okay, I need to be dark. I'm going to draw a vertical line through 1 point. And when you do this, when you go at home and you're going to practice on doing this tomorrow for homework, make sure you have a ruler. I'm going to draw a horizontal through the other point to form my right triangle. Now, this will be the rise, and this is going to be the run. So let's see. What do I know about the slope? We know that it's increasing, so it's positive, right? Now, how much is the rise? What's the height of the triangle? Let's count the boxes. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 as the numerator, because it's the rise. So the run, what do we have? 1, 2, 3 again. So 3 over 3. So of course, it's a ratio. And of course, it's a fraction. So it makes sense if we can simplify it. Why not? 3 divided by 3, it's just 1. So that means you go up 1, go to the right 1. Go up 1 to the right 1 to graph your points. That's exactly what it means, the rise over the run. And we are done. Let's look at example number 2. It says find the slope of each line using the definition of the slope, rise over run. So the first thing I'm going to do is figure out my sign. Is it increasing or decreasing? So I'm going from left to right. I know it's going downwards. So it's going to be negative. So I'm going to put my negative sign. So now we have to pick 2 points on this line. I would pick negative 4, 2, because that's a good point to choose from. And then I'm going to pick this point 4, 0. And again, I would never pick something like 1.5. I would never pick this point right here. You know why? Because it's not a whole number. Who's to say it's not 1.5555? Who's to say it's not 1.58? That would be estimation. We want to find the exact value of the rate of change. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to form a vertical line through one of the points. And then I'm going to draw a horizontal line through the other point to make this right triangle to the second point. So now look, we have this right triangle right here. Now the rise represents the height. I'm going to erase this little mark. So how many units did we go above? From here to here. That's how many boxes? That's 2. So our rise is 2. What about across? From, let me pick a different color. Well, I don't know how to work it, so never mind. From here to here. How much is that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't forget the next one. 8. So it's 8. So our ratio, which is the rise or the run, I'm going to write it up. Change of y over the change of x. It's going to be 2 over 8. Please don't put 8 over 2 because that's different, right? This is x over y. Don't do that. Don't mix it up. That's a mistake a lot of kids make. Make sure it's the rise over the run. So we have our ratio. Now simplify the fraction. Negative 2 over 8. What number goes into 2 and 8 evenly? 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so negative 1 over 8 divided by 2 is 4. So your rate of change or your slope is going to be negative 1 over 4, which is the same thing as, remember, 1 over negative 4. It means the same thing, meaning you can go to what? Go down 1 and then to the right 4. So let's take a look at the next example. Find the slope of a line through the given points using the slopes. So, what if I give you the points, let's say 1, 5, and then I give you something like 1, negative 6. So what are you going to do? You got a graph, you got a points. Why not plot the points in your graph? So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to go over to x, start the origin, go over, and start the origin, go over to 1, then go up 5. So my point is going to be here. So again, start the origin, go over 1, then go down 6. So my point's going to be here. Now connect your points to make that line. This is the point we have. So they actually defined the rate of change here. Well, what kind of line is this? You're right. It is a vertical line. Remember, Ms. Dawkins was kind of walking up the wall? So if you remember, if it's vertical, what kind of slope do we have? U, N, D. Can you fill in the blank? That's right. Undefined. It's undefined because it's a vertical line. That's an easy one. No need to make a right triangle because it's a vertical line. It's already undefined. What about this one? Let's pick a different point. Let's do -4. Let's say -4, 3. And let's find the slope of -4, 3 and 2. Let's say 2, -3. So let's plot those points. Go over to -4, start the origin, and then go up 3. I'm going to plot the point. We stop here. Let's go over to, start the origin, go over to +2, then go down 3. So I'm going to plot my point here. Now let's connect it. I'm going to erase these little pink marks I made now. Now we're going to connect our points to make that line. It's kind of ugly, but it's okay. So what it is that we have to do? We got our 2 points, check. Now we're going to make a right triangle to figure out the slope. I'm going to do that. This one's easy. I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to pick a different color. Let's pick red. I'm going to make my vertical line. Then I'm going to draw a horizontal line to form this right triangle. Very beautiful. I'm going to write my ratio down. M is the rise over the run. So tell me, is it positive or negative? That's right. It's going downwards, sliding down. It is negative. So we're going to write down M is negative. Now we're going to figure out what the value is for the numerator, which is the height of the triangle. This is the rise. So how many times did we go down? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 times. So our numerator is going to be 6. How many times we go across? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 again. I like to go back and check it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go across. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 6 over 6. So your M is going to be what? Can we simplify -6 over 6? Well, what is 6 divided by 6? You're right, -1. That is our rate of change. Go down 1, then go to the right 1. So what I would like for you to do is try these ones on your own. For A, find the rate of change. And for B, also find the rate of change given the points 1, 4. And then I want you just to post a reply on Edmodo to let me know that you got your answers and your results, okay? And after you're done, don't forget to do your Cornell notes on the video, okay? Remember, Cornell notes goes, you have your objective. I even have one, I'll upload a file for it. Objective, essential questions. On the left-hand side of your notebook, you go put your questions down here. Then you write your answers down. Questions, answers, okay? And the last part is you summarize the notes. Or some people like do. Well, do for me, I want you to answer the essential question for your summary. So your last part should be answering the EQ question, okay? That's about it. Good night. And try to look at Thursday's homework. Thank you. Yeah.